Okay, guys, so we're rotating images today, and basically, the main idea I want you to get out of this is after you graph the image, I want you to kind of look at it and see where it lands, because for the ACT or tests like that, they're really not going to ask you to graph any of these. What they're going to do is just show you a series of pictures and see where it lands. And most of the time, like if you can visualize this, you're going to get the answer right, even without like generally knowing, like if you generally know where it lands, you're going to get the answer right. Also, on things like that, tomorrow will be our last assignment for the year, and it is a compound where you like slide and then you rotate or something like that. So, and that's our last assignment for the year. So, really the culmination of everything we've done is tomorrow for this unit, and those are the type of questions that show up in the ACT. It's going to be exactly the same type of question. So let's look at this. First of all, it tells you to graph an image of the rectangle after the rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now that's important because clockwise, like if you had a minute hand, and let's say it's straight up and down on the y-axis and it started going like a clock, it would go to the positive x-axis and then the negative x-axis. So if you were rotating this clockwise, you would go from the first to the fourth quadrant, but you're not. You're doing counterclockwise, so that's opposite. So you're going to go from the first to the second quadrant. Now, when we move this first to second quadrant 90 degrees, it's like laying it down on its side. So take R. That's 2, 2. It's going to move over, the X and the Y's are going to flip. But in this case, because it's the same thing, 2, 2, it's going to stay 2, 2 because when you flip your X and Y, it stays the same. So S is S is 3, 2. So we need to change it. Instead of 3, 2, we can change it to 2, 3. So that's our new S. All right, T is 3, 6. So we need to change that to 6, 3. And then to finish off, you just know you're making a parallel, so you really don't even have to worry about R. U. U is 2, 6. We switched it to 6, 2. But if you just see it, you can go ahead and do it. And you can see that a rotation, the UT is over there on the far left, and it just laid down on its side. Okay, so this one, graph the image after a rotation of 270 degrees counterclockwise around the origin. Okay, let me take that dot off, just trying to get this moved in. Okay, so they're telling us counterclockwise, so we're going to go left again. So we're going to take this image, which is in the fourth quadrant, and as we rotate it, it's going to go past the first quadrant, past the second quadrant, and into the third quadrant, because 270 degrees is basically like, you're moving 3 units. Like 90 degrees, it puts it in the very next quadrant, depending on your rotation, clockwise or counterclockwise. So 90 degrees does the very next one. 180 degrees will put you in the diagonal. So if we were going 180, we would be in quadrant 2, no matter what. And then because it's asking us 270, we're in quadrant 3, because we're going counterclockwise. 270 and 90 are exactly the same in that you switch your X and Y's. So I'm going to switch my X and Y's. You just have to know what quadrant you're landing in, third. So my X is 8 and my Y is 4 for S. So I'm going to go over here and switch it and make, instead of 8, 4, I'm going to do 4, 8 and drop a point. That's my new S. T, instead of 7, 9, I'm going to do 9, 7. So I have 9, that's 8, 7. Let's say 9, 7. Yes, okay. And you can see, like, I dropped one I didn't want. I just selected it again and it picked it up. Okay, R. R is 8, 10. I'm going to do 10, 8. There we go. So that's my rotation counterclockwise 270 degrees. It just spun around. I mean, it flipped like basically upside down almost, and it kept spinning and laying back on itself. So you can see it's getting ready to spin around and land back on itself. Okay, this one's 270, so I'm going to, it's counterclockwise, so 1, 2, 3, it lands in the first quadrant. So we're gonna flip those. So what do we have? We have 9, 5, so it's gonna be 5, 9. And 9, 7, so it's going to be 7, 9. Okay. And then we have G, because since I did H last, I'm going to go over to G next. So G, you just kind of follow your figure. So I did E, H, G is next. So G is 7, 7, so I'm going to go to 7, 7 over here because even flipped it's the same. And then I finish off by completing my square. Okay, so 90 degrees counterclockwise puts me in the fourth quadrant. And I'm going to change my X and Y's again. So I have 7, 6. So I'm going to do 6, 7. Okay, just drop it. That's not the one I was trying to do. Okay, that was L. Then I have M is 8, 6. So I'm going to do 6, 8. Hang on, I'm off somewhere. All right, we have 7, 6. So I did 6. That's what it is. I'm not on 6 for this one. So 6, 7. Then 6, 8. That was M. Now I'm going to do J. J is 8, 8. So come over here and I do an 8, 8. Hang on. Okay, since I did L lat, it's going to make me do that one next, and then 8, 8. Okay, this is what I've been waiting on. This is the last one. When you do 180 degrees, you end up, like you can see I'm in the fourth quadrant. I'm going to be in the second quadrant. Because I'm going counterclockwise, I go through the third to the second, but I will be in the second quadrant. Now, when I do a 180, it's different than the 90 and 270. The X and Y stay the same. So, like for this one, F is 0, 3. It's going to be 0, 3 up here. And C is 0, 7. It's going to be 0, 7 up here. And then D is 4, 7. So it's still going to be, hang on, need to get that moved, 4, 7. And then, of course, you can see you can finish off like that. All right, y'all. Second and last assignment, do your best.